Hey, it's Game Hydra with another video about Galaxy Defense Fortress CD, and we're going to talk about how to get rare, epic, and legendary equipment or gear in this game. Now, I'm going to show you my gear loadout first, and as you can see in the top right, 3 of my pieces of equipment are epic, and 3 of them are rare. And I'll show you how to get epic, rare, and legendary stuff because it's the absolute most crucial part of this game. If you're watching this video, you've probably gotten a few epic chips at this point. Honestly, it hardly matters because you need the gear in order to enhance your statistics enough to beat some of the harder chapters in this game. All right, so in order to play the global defense mode, you need at least 1 recruitment order. You get 1 free one a day, and then you can purchase them with diamonds if you want to play again afterward. Trust me, the diamond purchase is worth it. So we're going to play 1 round of this. Even if you fail at the stage, you're going to be able to get rare or epic equipment. Winning this stage is extraordinarily hard, but if you win the stage, you get legendary equipment. So we're going to play through it. We're going to try and get as far into the stage as possible. We can see if we beat it, get some legendary equipment. Even if we lose, we're going to get some rare or epic equipment. So we're going to use our favorite skills here, which is the fire wheel, number 1, because it simply spins and does massive amounts of damage for a pretty long period of time. And then the laser, because it typically automatically targets the closest enemies, and the hive, because it lets out a bunch of wasps that do crazy amounts of damage. And of course, we're gonna let the battle go from here. As you can see, the laser doing a ton of damage to the boss, and the spinning drone doing the same thing. These personally are just about the only skills I'll use in battle for good reason. I don't use the disruption drone anymore, even though I used that a lot early on. Let's go volley shot here, because we're going to try to get as far into this stage as possible and beat this stage. Now, I'm too cheap in order to go with the double speed route because that requires an in-app purchase. Tap that, and you can either spend $10 for a month or $50 for a lifetime. Don't want to spend either one of those, but if you want to spend those, they are probably pretty good purchases. Another laser upgrade here. Obviously, keep upgrading those skills once you acquire them. And we're going to let the battle continue on. And then another, my last favorite skill over here, Thunderbolt, because you can get Chain Lightning and you can get Slaughter Lightning, which cause incredible amounts of splash damage and are probably your best shot at beating this level. Swift Strike, High Frequency Laser. Let's go High Frequency Laser, because that makes the laser last 40% longer, which kills 40% more enemies each time that the laser fires off. Laser cooldown speed, less than 30. Let's go with that. I like that. Of course, charge bullets are also pretty nice, but they only last a small amount of time, and in a stage like this with fast-moving enemies, bullets often miss. Now I believe we're about halfway through the possible level ups of the game, so the round is going fast. We're going to go with more wasps because wasps do a large amount of damage with each attack. So the more of them you put out there, the faster you can finish the level. Firewheel drone duration, that's always nice because the firewheel, the longer it bounces around, the more power that you get. Or the more damage that you do, rather. Now this is, of course, where it gets tough and where most players tend to fail is on the boss, because this boss is extraordinarily difficult to beat. Let's go with more wasps, though. Because, yes, while it drops attack by 15%, you've got a lot of attack power to spare here. And there's the meteor coming down from the top of the screen with an incredible amount of health and a ton of enemies that are blocking you from hitting it. That's why I'm upgrading the Thunderbolt here, because that'll typically be the first skill that hits the meteor, or the asteroid, rather. Of course, the wasps and the laser are going to attack enemies that are the closest to you, but as you continue to upgrade, you'll beat more of these enemies. Let's go firewheel drone size up 25%. The bigger the drone, the more enemies it can hit, and the more often it can hit each enemy that it passes. Because that's the great thing about the firewheel drone. It will do lots of damage. Now, typically, these masses of enemies, once they hit your shield, you're pretty much toast. But we'll hit the pause screen here. You can see the damage that has been done by each of the skills. The wasps, by far, have done the most total damage. Usually, the firewheel is the king here, but we've had less firewheel upgrades than usual, so it is not the king right now. Now these enemies have hit the shield. They're draining the health quickly. Let's go with the Lightning Strike plus 50, because we've already got 2 Lightning Strikes here. Now these enemies, they're taking us out quickly, and we have lost the round. Not a big surprise here, but look up here what we got. A rare weapon, and then fine boots, but who cares about fine boots? Typically, you're actually surprisingly more likely to get an epic piece of equipment than a rare piece of equipment, even when you lose the stage. And then when you win, of course, you can see what the reward is. You can get legendary versions of any of these. Armor, weapon, and the stats. They have bonus stats that go with each of them. Going over here, we already have a rare weapon, so that's really nothing new for us. But taking a look at the epic weapons, not only do they have base stats, but they have bonus stats as well. So 3 epic weapons in our loadout. That's 3 sets of bonus stats that provide excellent statistical boosts overall. And the more pieces of epic and legendary equipment you have, the game becomes exponentially easier, and it doesn't feel like either it's impossible or that you have to pay to win. So play the global defense at least once per day in order to max out the epic, and if you can win, the legendary equipment that you can get. Now, another way to get in on the global defense, tap on the recruitment center in the top right corner, and go to the Discord to find the coordinates that other players post, and then click them from the Discord, and you'll be able to enter the battle. Or you can just keep spending more diamonds, purchasing more diamonds if you need to, until you have at minimum 6 pieces of epic equipment, if not 6 pieces of legendary equipment. So that's how to get legendary and epic gear. All right, this is Game Hydro. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out our other Galaxy Defense videos, and comment if there's another topic in the game that you want us to go over.